Welcome.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution pre-show, episode number 2. Damn, that's a long intro. But anyways, I've got two guests with me today. As I promised last time, we have somebody from Frontier Developments on, and yeah, you all know her. Here she is. Hello, Bo.
Hello.
And
I'm
Bo,
back.
how are you doing?
I've been really good. Thank you so much. We're super busy, of course, with the game Jurassic World Evolution. It's very exciting times ahead as well. We've recently started the species profile on social media. So every Friday we're releasing something cool about a dinosaur. And we've been getting like really great reactions from everyone. To those of you who don't know me, by the way, if you're listening to this channel for the very first time, my name is Bo. I'm a community content manager at Frontier Developments, the developers behind Jurassic World Evolution. And I've known Rudi and Chris for a long time, so that's why I'm here.
Oh, good point. Chris is obviously with us again. So hi to Chris.
I just realized.
Yeah, I'm just sitting. I'm just listening like a fan. You know what I mean? I'm just like, hey. No.
Hi.
No. Hello. That's not to say I'm not a fan. Of course, I'm a fan. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, it's a very cool thing that we are together again, because today, and just a little explanation, guys, the thing why we got Bo on for this episode is pretty much because that's where she can talk the most with us.
Yes.
Because we're just talking about the films and not too much about the game yet, because as I said, this will be a whole series of 5 episodes, and the last one will be like the basing on the first 4 episodes, what we can expect from the game, and maybe we can have somebody else on then. So this will be a very cool thing then. But for now, we're gonna talk about the 4 official films, Jurassic Park films. Yeah, as you know, we have 1, 2, and 3, and the Jurassic World one, and of course the upcoming one, which will be then the 5th official one. But apart from the new trailers, which has been released now,
I'm too excited.
Around the Super Bowl, yeah. Yeah,
There
but
was some big Super Bowl hype going on when that.
Crazy. Yeah,
My
that
goodness.
was crazy. I love the trailer, to be honest. This one is one of the greatest.
It was
trailers
so
I've
scary.
ever seen.
It was so
really
scary.
Isn't
I watched it at
it
like
was like a horror movie.
Yeah.
I watched it like 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, it's so good.
Yeah, that was really creepy, really creepy.
It's just that intro is like, ooh, in a good way. Yeah,
yeah, and with the soundtrack, with John Williams' soundtrack, a little bit, made even darker,
Distorted.
So
yeah.
Yeah,
and Universal
Alrighty,
does a great job of sort of building that tension and then having these explosive moments throughout the trailer, and just the characters. I'm really stoked for this. Obviously,
the Michael Bay moments.
I'm not biased at all.
Michael Bay moment. Have you seen the fan websites? Well, not the fan websites, all the websites for it as well, like the Dinosaur Protection Group, like and stuff.
Yeah,
so if you
very
go on,
cool. Yeah,
if you go on like the Jurassic website, it's like been taken over by the Dinosaur Protection Group.
Oh,
it's like
amazing!
Go and see it. It's so good. I'm sure Rudi will put it in the description. But yeah, it's. I read the entire website. Like it's so good.
Yeah. It is very good. Okay, maybe we start with a question to you too. So first of all, which is your favorite film so far, out of the 4?
Who would you like to start?
Go on, Bo. You go first. Go on.
I mean, I've recently rewatched all of them, of course, as one does, especially when you're working on one of them, which is great.
For research reasons.
Exactly, just having to know. So, but I have to stick with the first one. It's so good. Obviously, there's a big chunk of childhood sentiment there, where you've seen it as a little kid. Some of you probably first time to the cinema or something. For me, it was like watching it with my parents, and I was just so engrossed in everything that was happening, and then seeing these dinosaurs come to life for the first time and thinking, oh my God, they're real as a kid. That's awesome. And it just, even rewatching it, like I still have the same moments of tension where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is happening, I'm so excited, or run away. It's just really great. Great storytelling, great characters. Absolutely love the first movie. And I think the second and the third one are equally great, but they just don't have the same sentiment as the first one for me, just because that was extra special, because, you know, it's just this first big experience that you have with a franchise. So yeah, that's why I would say the first one. Probably very original answer.
Hey, Chris? No,
I mean, the first one is a classic, of course it is, and it's one of my absolute favourites. But I'm going to throw a spanner in it, and I Jurassic World, seriously.
Amazing!
Because you get to see the park open, and that means, do you know what I mean? Like, you get to see the visitors there and the guests, and then that's the scene when he opens up the hotel room.
What could go wrong?
Well, yeah, what can go wrong? when he opens that hotel room, and he's like, I don't want to wait anymore. And the whole park just opens up, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so happy!" Like, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, the first one is, you know, it'll never be beaten because of it's the first one. But Jurassic World is so, I just love it. I love everything about it. So good, so good. Yeah.
It always feel a little bit like you know, the younger brother in the movie, where he's running around and he's like, let's go there, let's go there, let's go there, touch everything, look at everything, and you feel that, I don't know, that excitement that they took the time to show that in the movie, and I really you feel like
you're there with them. I think
yes, absolutely. That's how I would act if I would go to a Jurassic
World.
So, you know, like, doesn't matter how old I am, I would run around like a child going, dinosaur! I mean, who wouldn't? So yeah.
You mean exactly how you go through theme parks?
Or just exactly in general, really. I mean, you know me so well. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, that's very, I mean, that's funny, because you two just summed up my opinion. Like, I would also go, if you ask me and I have to pick, I would go for the first one. But I really have to say, when I was going into Jurassic World, in all honesty, my expectations weren't too high, because I really didn't like 3 too much, and
it's
I was
always
like,
difficult, sort of.
Yeah.
You know,
and then like a reviving, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It always has pressure, especially when one of the original movies is a classic, or considered to be a classic. Then there's always a massive pressure on anything that comes after that for it to be at least equally as cool. So, but in that aspect, it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job. Also, yeah, Chris.
No, I was just going to say, because Jurassic Park 3 tends to be not dislike, that's not the right word, but like the least favorite of the 4. But my a bit controversial, my girlfriend Charlotte, her favorite is 3. So there you go.
I just like it.
Yeah. So
still good stuff happening. The scene where they're in the birdcage, I think, is really, really cool. When they're in the mist, like, everything is foggy, and you know, they're trying to walk across this bridge, and they don't know what's happening, and it's
that's scary. Like, when the thing vibrates, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I think 3's. I like 3.
Yeah, I think I like 3 as well. The only thing is, because 3 is not basing on a novel. I think a lot of people are a little bit upset, or not maybe upset, but you know, they just don't feel it that much. But honestly, I think it also has some very good, strong points. And also going back to, I guess it is Isla Sorna in this time again, right? And the third is also Isla Sorna. I think it's also very interesting, because you get a glimpse more at the kind of breeding island, and which is a little bit more raw, and not like this industrial plant. It's more like the raw nature.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we also can expect now from the next movie, but it's I think this also 3 has some strong parts in it, so I also go for the fact that flying dinosaurs have been way too less in the other movies, so that's a good.
I mean, if you're I don't know if you know this, the Jurassic World website, the Mizrahi website, had the notes and stuff, and apparently it's very hinted that the Spinosaurus was a hybrid. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's on the official Mizrahi website things, where I learned about it from a YouTuber because Clayton Florini. I'm not sure on the exact word. I'll link Rudi so we can put the link down. But there's like information, and it's like Henry Wu, the scientist, like his notes. You can read his notes.
Yeah.
And he says that thing we left on Sorna, which would indicate that it's the Spinosaur. Like, apparently they were trying to get feathers on the dinosaurs or something like that, so that would explain like the aggression and stuff. But But that's the yeah. Like I said, the video I'll show Rudi so people can see it.
Yeah.
So, but things like that are so interesting. Yeah.
You just opened a very interesting point about the movie. I think also what's very interesting, I just recently thought that that the third movie, because I was comparing the Raptors again, and what the differences are in the different movies. And I think what's interesting about the third one is, and this is a point that Chris mentioned in the first episode, like, you know, Jurassic Park at the time being when it was released, they thought that the dinosaurs they produced are kind of realistic. And later on, like, you know, scientific approaches just showed that, you know, dinosaurs had feathers, and so in 3, like, the raptors do have little feathers on their heads, right?
They're like punk rockers, aren't they? Yeah, they're little mohawks and stuff. Yeah.
And I think this is very cool. I think it shows how the whole genre moves on and tries to introduce as well things, and like the Spino, if you look for a real Spinosaurus, that makes sense that it could be a hybrid, right? Because the Jurassic World Spino is very, very different from the actual one, or like, I think the potentially actual one.
Universal have what they have in their arsenal of replies is because they're not 100% DNA dinosaurs. They're like mixed with things, so they can always say, oh, they don't have feathers because they were mixed with amphibian DNA and stuff. And I suppose in a way it's worked out good for them, even though it probably wasn't the original intention. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, definitely,
yeah.
Yeah, maybe let's talk about the second movie a little bit more. We just jumped it, but it's fine, I think, because what can you tell about the second movie? I just recently
it has more Ian Malcolm in it, so
yeah, that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. And the new film got some Ian Malcolm in as well.
Very objective movie rating.
So.
Yeah.
I like to.
Me too. Yeah.
It's darker, definitely darker. But I mean that scene. Can we talk about stuff that happens? I'm assuming everyone's seen it now, right?
Yeah, like, the spoilers in the beginning, and it's fine.
Yeah,
we should do a spoiler disclaimer and also a disclaimer. It's like we're not official movie critics. We're just fanning out over the movies right now.
The scene where the Rexes rip Eddie Carr in half. That's horrifically brutal. So brutal. I mean, the lawyer on the toilet in the first film, but when they rip them in half is like, that's crazy.
It's an extra level, yeah.
Yeah, when the Rex attacks on the mainland as well, and the guy he eats in the streets he works, and the dog.
The dog.
Any film where they kill a dog, that's brave.
It's ultimately darker than the first one, yeah.
Well, the guy the Rex eats he works on the films. I'm not sure of his name, but so that's a nice little cameo for him. It's like, I got eaten by the Rex. Yeah. So.
Like, what I found out, which is, or what, maybe not found out, but what I just recently noticed is that the second movie became better for me now watching it later. I think the biggest, how to say that, not weakness, but the biggest challenge for the second one was that, as you both said already, that the first had the power of being the first ever to show it that great, and the second one, you know, this special moment has been taken away because you have seen that already. You need to have a new story, and now the film has to be made up by a story. And you know, the third again had like the advantage of being more like advanced technology. So and you know, the second one is somewhere in between, right? And what I loved about it is like it introduced the first time ever the interaction with a real city, like seeing the Rex running down the street, like that was for me like, whoa, bam.
There's that one scene when he's just walking down like a residential estate and it's so quiet, it's so funny, there's just a T-Rex just walking down the street. No, it's good. But you like I said about the wonder and stuff, I think that's why Jurassic World had that wow factor, because was it like 14 years between them?
Definitely.
So you felt like you were seeing them again for the first time in a good way. So
but I think like and it's maybe let's start open the discussion about the latest film. I think what they really did great is like the CGI was good, but they also used puppets and stuff, and you can really tell that they did this. Like, obviously, yes, it was a lot more CGI than it used to be in the first movies, but it's obvious why and so on. But they, you know, it was not like a Star Wars 1 to 3 disaster of CGI. It was like really good mixture, at least I think so. And this is what I loved about this film as well.
Yeah.
Like, I was fearing it would be a big CGI mess, and yeah.
I mean, there's only one
it's a
animatronic.
spectacle to watch, really.
There's only one animatronic in Jurassic World, isn't there? Which is the Apatosaur when he dies,
Yeah.
or she dies, and and that's so sad. That scene's so sad.
It's always sad when you know.
Yeah, but the CGI. Talking of CGI, the CGI in Jurassic Park holds up still today, and that's 1993, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that was a lot of puppetry.
Yeah, I mean that film changed the genre, didn't it?
Yeah,
with CGI
definitely.
stuff. So yeah.
Oh, that scene with the Triceratops, that's just, I love.
Well, yeah, because the
that's
trike's
an animatronic, though.
Yeah, the trike's an animatronic, isn't it? Yeah.
But it's more like the first one with the Bronto, the Brachiosaurus, whichever one.
Yeah,
it
the
is.
Brachiosaur. Yeah.
Yeah, the Brachiosaurus,
those were,
and you see like you see it from Dr. Grant's perspective. So it's like this massive upward shot of this huge dinosaur for the first time, and you're just like, oh, and that still today, after 25 years, looks incredible, absolutely incredible.
It does.
Really,
it's so
really
good.
cool.
And the actress played Ellie, Laura Dern. She said she cried when she first saw it as well. Like that shows everything, doesn't it? Yeah.
I love her. She's my favorite character.
Yeah, she was in Star Wars, wasn't she?
I know.
Yeah. Maybe she'll come back one day to Jurassic. I think she wants to. I heard that she wants to do it. So.
Yeah.
And we need Alan Grant back.
Agreed.
I love Sam Neill too. He's great. Sam Neill's chilling out on his. He has a pig farm and a winery on New Zealand.
That's so cool.
All he does on Twitter is post pictures of his big pigs.
Well, you guys had pretty much the real Alan Grant at the expo, didn't you, with Jack Horner?
Yeah, exactly. So at Frontier Expo, I was lucky enough to interview Jack Horner, who is the the paleontologist, very famous paleontologist, and also the character that Alan Grant is, of course, based on. He was interesting to talk to. He was really, really lovely and kind and very passionate, of course, about the dinos, and has a lot of crazy experience. I think he was a bit neutral about the movies when I asked him, so I was more interested in his actual research.
His work,
I
mean, when I met him, I was. Go on. I
think what he was sort of trying to convey was that he's, of course, first and foremost a paleontologist rather than a Hollywood, crew member. So it must have been just a different experience for him to be consulted on the movies, and I think that's probably why he's a bit more like neutral about it.
Because he worked on all the films, and then he had a cameo in Jurassic World, didn't he? You can see him in the Raptor. Yeah, that's so cool. When I met him, I was like, that was like meeting to what people would meet like Lady Gaga or people like that. Like that to me, meeting him was like. It's so funny. Like,
we were
very you didn't tell him like that.
It was great.
No, I just went up to him and I was just like, I kind of shouted at him across the room. I was like, Jack! So I was like, you know what I mean? It was so funny. And I went up to ask a photo, and then Charlotte was already taking photos. I was like, that's awkward. So pleasant. But no, that was a dream. That was a dream. He was there, Thank you to Frontier for getting him there.
Oh,
just the expo in general. The expo was amazing. So thank you.
It was the first time that we got to show off Jurassic World Evolution as well. So it's been that was a really great thing to have. So,
I just want to go back.
No, it's fine. I mean, this is also the discussion. You see that Jurassic World, or just Jurassic Park in general, the genre itself has so much to offer, right? And I mean, everything we talk about now, also with the films, is always going to, focus on the game later on. And I think what I love about like being back now on the movies is it still is a series and a genre that holds on to the time now, and also people want to see it, and also younger people now come into, because it's it's like the same with Star Wars somehow. Like people in our age will have the nostalgia going on, obviously, but there are younger people which come in with those films, and they will later on look back at those films and say, wow, do you remember Jurassic World, the first one, the classic? And I think it's down to this, they do a very, very amazing job. And also that you guys at Frontier now can make the game, because also this is also tradition to have a Jurassic game in that kind of sense. So it's
very honored to do that.
Like
I think Jurassic just has the passion. The passion for the franchise is huge. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just I said this to I think it was Nick Rogers. I said I just want to look at the game and just think, this is my Jurassic. Do you know what I mean? And I know, Bo, you can't say I appreciate that, but
I can.
from the from the looks of it, I think that's what we're going to get, aren't we? We're going to get that wow.
It's absolutely amazing. I think it's going to blow a lot of people away. We're very proud.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's like Christmas. It's like waiting for Christmas for me. It really is. So, and I'm sure there are so many people who share my feelings on that one.
Like I.
Yeah, like you. Yeah, like you. Yeah.
No, I think I just browsed through YouTube a little bit, and it is great. Just great. Like what you can see on the internet right now, what people are going into analysis and stuff. It's just amazing. But let's jump one time back to the movies. I just have 2 questions for you guys left. Like the first thing, which is your favorite theme? Like doesn't matter in which film, which scene is most memorial for you? Like theme? The one would say
like music.
No, a scene like a movie snippet or
Oh gosh,
moment. Let's call it moment.
Yeah, so for me, it's in the first movie when Ellie Sattler is being accompanied by Muldoon to go to turn the power back on.
Ooh, scary, yeah.
And they're behind this tree trunk, and he suddenly stops and he goes, "We're being watched, or we're being hunted," I think it's what he says. And he tells her to run, and that whole scene, like from her running and then being down in that bunker and like finding the arm and like everything, I love that so much. But definitely that's that first sort of her sort of running away and trying to survive the raptors basically. I really love that scene. It's very good for so many reasons. One of them being, and this is what I learned living with a video editor who is obsessed with movies, the fact that he's filmed everything from like a very low perspective. So you're basically like trailing her feet as she's running away, and it's just it's stunning. I really like it. That one's just popped into my head. So
very good.
Yeah. How about you, Chris?
All of them. No. I mean, the Brachiosaur, what was on about that is so powerful when you first see a dinosaur.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know. That's so tricky. I'm gonna stay with what I said earlier and the scene where the hotel door opens up and the park comes across the lake. Do you know what I mean? Like just because the sheer the feeling of we're back. I think that's so important. I think that was what it was. So I'm gonna say that one. So I'm gonna and then the Brachiosaur like just behind it.
Very cool.
For me, actually, it's the scene where the raptors are in this scientific laboratory and standing behind the scientific glass thingy, where you do think it's inside, but actually stands behind this. This scene for me is like
that's good too.
Like so, yeah. The
one in the kitchen is amazing as well. It's in the kitchen. And the 2 of them are trying to hunt them down, and oh my gosh, I'm getting like heart attacks just thinking about it.
Raptors, I don't want to mess with the velociraptor.
They're my favorite dinosaurs. I love the raptors. They're so cool.
They're scary. These are like I'd take my chances with the T-Rex over a pack of raptors. I really would. Yeah. As Grant said, they attack you from the side and you don't even know. You're just like yeah.
Amazing. Okay, one last, maybe the easiest question for you guys, but what's your favorite character?
Yeah, I think I already said it, but Ellie Sattler for me. I mean, the original trio of Sattler, Malcolm, and Grant, they're all amazing, but obviously, as a woman and as a little girl watching these movies, she was like
paleobotanist.
Paleobotanist, that's it.
Yeah.
And
thanks, Chris.
Yeah. I was like losing track of my words for a second. But yeah, just seeing her like going through all of these situations and being like really awesome, and it made me for a while in my childhood, I was like, I want to be a paleontologist. I want to look at dinosaur bones and discover things. And I had this big book that my mom got me after I was watching this movie, and I was like, Mom, oh my God. And she bought me this big book of all the dinosaurs and all the images, and it was amazing. And I've read that for years, wanting to do that sort of stuff. And then I became a grouchy teenager and just stopped. But yeah, she was a major inspiration for me.
You're doing that with Jurassic World Evolution.
Well, that's it. Like
so,
now, and I think there's many of us here at Frontier who have the same sentiment. It's where you grew up sort of being inspired by these movies and this lore, and now we're blessed to be working with it and to be working with Universal. It's absolutely amazing. So, yeah, that's really what it feels like. But yeah, just Ellie, she's awesome. Really like her.
Okay, Chris.
I was thinking about it while you were talking. I was like, Ian Malcolm. He's. I'm gonna. At first, I thought it was between Ian Malcolm and Owen Grady. But I'm actually going to say John Hammond because without him, I just his. And I mean John Hammond film version, not book version. He's not the same in the book, if anyone's read it. So
yeah, totally true. That's actually one of the only changes in all the book film comparisons in general, which I loved, because I think the character in Jurassic Park films is so much better than the book version.
Yeah, portrayed absolutely perfectly as well by Richard Attenborough, isn't it? Yeah. So. But,
okay, I complete the trio then maybe with I'm actually going for Alan Grant.
Yeah, very good.
Because for me it's the original Horatio from Neighbors.
He's great. He's absolutely great.
I don't know why, but I always compare him with the Horatio. He always had this cool moment, taking off his glasses and staring at the dinosaur. This is for me the original Horatio movie.
Yeah. Again, an iconic moment in cinema.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, cool. I think we just went through every films a little bit in detail, like our favorite moments and stuff. Of course, guys out there, it's not like that we wanted to discuss the films like plot and stuff. If you want to watch the films, go out and watch them, because
I feel like we've just
amazing.
been, fanning out about it for half an hour.
We need a basis to explain why we are all so excited about the game, and you can take this episode and show why we are so excited. Like, we can talk for hours, and I believe like Chris could tell us secrets and fan wisdom that goes deep into dark magic, I would say.
I go into the DNA. I go into it and extract the information.
With the hybrid of Chief Beef and T-Rex. It's Chief Beef Rex or something.
Chief Beef Rex. Yeah. Which ironically we need Gulpy, because Gulpy's the dinosaur.
No.
Oh, if there is an Easter egg of Gulpy soda in Jurassic World, that would be... Anyways, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks, Bo. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Yeah, thank you.
And what a fun discussion. Yeah. And we are excited about the game. Just a little bit, but...
I can understand. So am I. And if you have any questions for, if you have any questions for Frontier, just put them down underneath this episode, and I can do my best to answer them if I can. But a lot of them will be, I can't answer them at the moment, but if you have anything that you want to ask, then of course, feel free to use the comment section below for that. I think that's a good way to...
Amazing. That's just what I wanted to say. So thanks, Bo. You did a perfect outro.
Sorry.
No, actually, I can't do this. I'm always feeling strange, but this was just perfect. So we call it a day, guys. And thanks, Bo. Thanks,
You
Chris.
should end with your best dinosaur roar.
Oh, I'm a camel. You haven't heard this at the beginning.
Go on, Chris.
Go on. Me? Oh, no, I don't want to do that.
Do a paparazzi.
No. I can't top it. I can't top that. So
very good.
I'm definitely gonna add your faces in with those sounds.
That's fine.
This is where we need James Stant to come in and edit that audio on top of something.
Definitely.
Great.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Perfect ending. Hey, it was a pleasure, guys, to have you. And so, heading to the next episode, guys, just listen to Bo, type your comments down below with questions, and we'll see each other in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.